In our 2021 Black Friday sale, you can save 40% on all Coffee Break Languages courses. You can benefit from huge savings on Coffee Break English, French, Chinese, German, Spanish, Italian and Swedish, simply by using the coupon code BF2021 at checkout. Our sale is now on and runs until the 30th of November. That's not all. We are also running a prize draw this week in which you could win our entire learning library. That's over £4,500 or $6,000 worth of language courses. This is our biggest sale ever, and there won't be discounts like this again for at least another year. For everything you need to know, head to coffeebreaklanguages.com/BF2021 and we'll see you there.
Bonjour à tous, buenos días a todos, hallo zusammen, ni hao, hey allihopa, buongiorno a tutti. I think that's all our Coffee Break Languages. My name is Mark and I'm delighted to be here for a Coffee Break Languages Cyber Monday Black Friday Q&A. I'm going to be answering any questions that you may have about our courses, and we're going to be showing you elements of our courses over the next, half an hour, 35, 40 minutes. I'm not sure. It'll depend on which questions you have. You're very welcome. Of course, it's always great to know that you're watching. Today we're running our live across our YouTube channel and all our Facebook pages, so you may be watching on the Coffee Break English Facebook page or the Coffee Break French Facebook page, or indeed on our YouTube channel. We're going to be talking about all of our Coffee Break Languages courses from French, German, Spanish, Italian, Swedish, Mandarin and English. And I'll be, as I said, answering any questions that you may have. First of all, you know me, but I don't know who you are. So let me know where you're watching, which language you're learning. And it would be great to know that there are some of you out there watching this live broadcast. I also realise, of course, that we have many people who will be joining us after the event and watching this event on replay. So you also are very welcome. Some of you may well be sound asleep at the moment, and that's absolutely fine. But you're very welcome if you're watching our replay after our event. Now, as I said, coming up, we're going to be talking about other courses. We're going to be talking about what the premium courses have and what the difference is between the premium courses and our free content. We have a lot of free content. We've got enormous amounts of free content out there in podcast form, in our social content that we post every Monday, Wednesday and Friday on Facebook, and our Instagram posts and our stories and our Twitter posts. There's a huge amount of content out there. We also have a newsletter that many of you may already receive, and that's our Adventures newsletter. If you're not yet signed up to our newsletter, then I would certainly, I would certainly suggest that you do sign up to our newsletter. In fact, it's really important that you sign up to our newsletter before, Wednesday, because Wednesday is the 1st of December, and that's when our December newsletter will go out. So if you're not yet signed up to our Coffee Break Languages Adventures newsletter, and there's one for Spanish, English, German, French, Swedish, and English, then make sure you sign up to the newsletter at that link there. Now, as I said, we are going to be focusing on the difference between our free content that you may have come across in YouTube, our podcasts, on social, and our premium courses, our online courses, which allow you to take your learning that bit further and make more progress with your languages. Let's have a look and see who is joining us today. We have got Dariusz from Poland. Dzień dobry. Great to have you here, Dariusz. We've got Maria from Norway. Väldigt välkommen. And you're learning Italian. Ciao, perfetto. We've got Sandy joining us from Ontario in Canada, learning Spanish. Muy bien, muy bien. Y también tenemos a Nix. We've got Nix who is joining us and is learning French. And Nix is looking forward to the Coffee Break Club. Now, I'll be telling you a little about the Coffee Break Club, which is a new course that we've got. It's not really a course, it's more a service that we've got, and that's going to be launching in January 2022. So I'll be telling you a little about that a bit later on. Now, I should also mention, we've got John joining us, watching from Stockton and learning Italian. Benissimo, John. And we've got Kathy joining us from New Mexico, learning Spanish. Muy bien, perfecto. Now, I should mention, I've got a bit of a cough, so if I have to mute my microphone to cough like this, Hopefully you didn't hear that. Hopefully the mute button is working correctly. I don't want to cough while I've got the microphone on. I'm just going to double check that we can see my slides and that we can see the site and that we can see me. It's all good. I think we are good to get started. As I said, if you've got a question, then make sure you post your question in the comments in the chat. We'll be able to answer any questions. In fact, I'll stop at various points through the session and answer any questions that come in. We also have some questions that we have been receiving all day and indeed all over the weekend, and we'll be looking at them a bit later on. David saying, thanks for the great podcast from Newcastle and learning French. Très bien. Tu es le bienvenu, David. We've got Adrian or Adrienne from New Orleans, Louisiana. Fantastic. Sandy, can you post a link on Facebook to the 2022 club? So the club is not available quite yet. However, we do have a page where you can sign up to show that you are interested in that. And let me just double check what that link is. If I can do this. Sorry about this. I need to double check. Okay. There we have. Okay. So I'm going to copy this and I will put this into the chat to be notified about the club. So if you're interested in the club, then you can get that link, and that's for early in 2022, so starting in January, and it's going to be basically every single day of the week, Monday to Friday, you'll get the opportunity to learn some of your language. You'll be working on your language for a coffee break every single day. So that's coming in January, and if you want to be kept up to date with that, then you can sign up at that link there that I've just put in the chat. So I hope that helps, Sandy. Caroline's saying, hola Mark, hola Carolina. We've got Marion joining us from Ireland. Delighted to have you here. Okay, as I said, we're going to be looking today at the difference between our free content, our podcasts, our video content, and our social content, and our premium content, which is available within the Coffee Break Academy. So our Coffee Break Academy is our website where we have all of our premium courses. And you can see here some of these courses, our travel diaries, our magazines, Coffee Break Swedish, Coffee Break Italian, and so on. All these different courses are all available within the Coffee Break Academy. And most importantly, this week, there is 40% off all of these courses. And I'll be going through the pricing details a little later. But the key thing to mention is that this offer ends tomorrow. It ends just before midnight tomorrow night. So at 11:55 p.m., that's 6:55 Eastern p.m., that is when the Black Friday sale will finish. So you need to take advantage of this before tomorrow. And that will mean that you will get 40% off any of the courses that you buy on the Coffee Break Academy. Sasha's saying, don't mean to push, just looking forward to CBG lesson 4 today. Well, the team has been very busy and that will be out in a little while if it's not out already, Sasha. Coffee Break German season 3, lesson 4 is indeed due out today. And it's a good one. I think you'll enjoy the conversation in that one. Fantastic. Caroline's saying, I've just bought the travel diaries to support my Spanish course. Is there anything else you'd recommend as a must-have? Caroline, if you've not already signed up for our main seasons, I would definitely suggest that you work through those, because those are the structured courses. Those are the ones that we'll be working through from one lesson to the next with full progression in each lesson and build all our content. So if you've already done those, fantastic. If you've not, then definitely look at them. And if you're looking for some more Spanish content, that I would also suggest the magazine. Our season 3 of the magazine will give you some more reading and listening materials, and also our reading club. But I'll get to all of this as we go through all of our courses. Excuse me one moment. Okay, let us. Caroline saying you've got all four of those. Try the magazine, Caroline, if you've not already done that. And thank you for having all four of our main courses. I would definitely say the club next time in January will be perfect for you, but you'll definitely be able to work your way through the magazine before then. Okay, we're going to start with French. So, in French, we have a whole range of courses starting from our main four courses, our Coffee Break French seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, just to talk through these seasons and what happens in these seasons, I'm not going to go into the full details, but in each season, we cover 40 lessons, and we start with season 1 at a beginner's level. So, it's for absolute beginners. You can come to this never having done any French before. And when you work through season 1, you go through transactional language, the kind of language that you might need if you were traveling in a French speaking area, or indeed making friends with French people and so on. So that transactional language covered in season 1. We also look at grammar, and we don't shy away from grammar because grammar is such an important element of the language. And in season 1, we're focusing really on developing an awareness of those patterns in the language, the patterns that allow you to understand verbs, for example, and how adjectives work in French. Then in season 2, we move on from there and look more at the grammar and develop a further understanding of that grammar, and also look at further contexts in a transactional situation for travel and for getting to know people and so on. But we'll be talking, for example, in the past, we'll be looking at how to talk about the near future in French as well in season 2. In season 3, we take things further, and it's all based around a story where we have three people: Katie, who's an American student, Veronica, who is an Australian businesswoman, and Alf, who is a retired English teacher. And they're all at a school, a language school in the south of France, in Nice. And each week they write a diary entry for their homework, if you like. And of course, that's been very carefully written as a perfect level at this stage in French. So, with season 3, you're using these texts to familiarize yourself with the language, get more used to using the language in a variety of ways, and of course, getting more access to that language to help you to develop your understanding and your range of grammar and expressions and so on. Season 4 is a much more advanced course where we're looking again at a story, and you're following the story, and lots of the discussion about the story is in French. And of course, we use English to help understand certain elements. And there's lots of discussion on grammar, idiomatic expressions, and so on. So we've got these 4 main seasons of Coffee Break French. Starting at the beginning, we're looking at A1, and then in season 1, we move into A2. And this is the Common European Framework of Reference, if you're familiar with the A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. So C2 is almost native level. So we're beginning with A1 in season 1. And by season 2, we're going into A2 and into B1. Season 3, comfortably in B1, touching into B2. And season 4, very much into B2 and beyond, into C1 as well in certain aspects of season 4. So these are our 4 main seasons in French. But we also have shorter courses like our Coffee Break French magazine, which is 10 texts of French culture. We have our En route course, which takes us to the south of France, and we're interviewing native speakers who live and work there in the area between Nice and Menton on the Italian border. We've got our Coffee Break French verb fix. So if you want to get your verbs fixed in 4 main tenses, in the perfect, the imperfect, the future, and the conditional, that's the verb fix. And also our travel diary series, where we are taking the French that you're learning on the road and following some journeys of across different parts of France in seasons 1 and 2. There's a new season of the travel diaries coming next year when we're going to be traveling to Quebec. So really looking forward to that one. Of course, this is all virtual travel for the time being. Hopefully we'll be able to travel for real very soon again. Okay, so that's our French courses. I've also got to mention our French reading club. The reading club is basically 52 weeks of reading texts where you get a text and the audio version of that text along with some vocabulary and exercises. And it gives you something to read every single week. So we send out a new text every week. So if you signed up today, you would get your first reading text today, and then in a week's time, you would get your second text, and so on. Now, there is an option. This is a bit of a secret. I shouldn't really reveal this, but there is an option where we can release all of the texts to you at once, and that's for season 1 of the Reading Club. Season 2 of the Reading Club is still going out for the first time, so until that is complete at the end of the year, actually just into January, we'll not be releasing all of the texts for season 2. However, with season 1, if you really want a lot of reading, then we can release those texts to you immediately, or if you prefer, we can send them out weekly. So that goes for all our languages, French, German, Spanish and Italian, where this is on offer, our Coffee Break French Reading Club. Or Coffee Break Spanish, German, Italian Reading Club, of course. So, sorry, I have been literally speaking all week as we've been doing lots of these lives, and I've also recorded 9 podcast episodes today with new episodes of La Vérité éclate toujours and new content for German in season 3 and in the Coffee Break German magazine. So I've been talking all day as well as all week. I apologise for the coughing. Now, we also have this very advanced course in French called La Vérité éclate toujours. And this is a course based around a book, and it's a book that we've written. So it's been written in a particular way that very much fits the kind of thing that you would pick off a shelf, a bookshelf in a bookstore or something like that. It's a novel that is a kind of crime story, and there's a bit of mystery involved, and we're trying to solve the crime together to find out what's happened. And in each episode, we provide the text itself. Sorry, I'm going to mute my email here that's pinging away. Hopefully that will help. In each chapter of the book, you are provided with the text itself, but then there's also all this additional material. So we give you access to an annotated text where you've got all the notes explaining every word and phrase in the text. We have our language study episodes. So Pierre Benoit and I, my French colleague, discuss the content, discuss the chapter, discuss all the interesting phrases and the expressions that come up in this text. And then we also provide you with an atelier linguistique, and that's where we take some of the really interesting phrases in each chapter and then put them into a kind of everyday context, and that will give you the chance to practice that further and employ those phrases and those words in your own speaking or writing. So La Vérité éclate toujours is available in 4 parts, so parts 1 to, or lessons, chapters 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, and 31 to 40. We're publishing 31 to 40 at the moment, so I think, if I'm not mistaken, 32 goes out next week. So 31 went out last week, so chapter 32 will go out next week. I'm confused because we were recording 33 this morning. So that is ongoing, and we'll be publishing this every 2 weeks until the end of chapter 40, when everything is revealed. But we also have bundles for this. So you can buy the complete course or the course bundle for parts 2, 3 and 4 if you've already bought part 1. Likewise, if you've bought 1 and 2, there's a bundle for 3 and 4. And of course, if you're keeping up with us and you've been following all along, then you can just buy part 4, which is now available. So that is La Vérité éclate toujours for advanced learners. Now, for French learners, this is just an example. The same applies to Coffee Break Swedish Season 1, the Italian Season 1, and so on. But a sample pricing here for a single full season course, that's 40 lessons, normally is £108. That would be in the UK, and that includes VAT. So in the UK, we have to pay 20% VAT on this kind of thing, and in the EU, you would pay VAT at your own rate. So, for example, if you are in Hungary, it would be 25% VAT. If you're in the Netherlands, I think it's 19%, or Germany's 19%, not quite sure. The key thing here is that on the checkout page, whichever price you will pay based on your locality, that will be shown on the checkout page. So it'll be completely clear as to what price you're paying. That's the normal price. With 40% off, obviously, that comes down to £64.80. So if you do your sums, £64.80 divided by 40 means that you would be paying £1.62 per lesson. And I don't know about you, but whenever I go out for a coffee, it's a lot more than £1.62. So if you would like a French lesson or a Spanish lesson, an Italian lesson and so on for less than the price of a coffee, and that includes video materials, audio materials, lesson notes and additional listening as well, then that is not bad going. £64.80 for this course, 40% off basically today and tomorrow only. In the US, or indeed anywhere else, if you're paying in US dollars, then it is $124. That comes down to $74.40. And our shorter courses have lower pricing. So, for example, our magazine would be £36 normally, and that comes down to $21.60 in the UK, again, including that. And elsewhere, $42 coming down to $25.20. So that's just some information about our French courses and indeed about our pricing. Now, if you have any questions, then do post them in the chat. Sandy's asking, can you post a link to the Spanish Reading Club? Yep, Sandy, if you just go to this link here and click on, I think it's click to shop or something like that on the page, you'll be taken to our Coffee Break Academy where you can find the Spanish Reading Club. And on the Coffee Break Academy, let me just see if I can show you this. Yeah, so if I come over here, so on the Coffee Break Academy, when you get to the Coffee Break Academy, if you go to category, you can go and select Reading Club here, and that will show you all the reading clubs. So there you have Coffee Break Spanish Reading Club Season 2. I would suggest you start with Season 1. The difficulty level is very, very similar in both of these. But if you start with Season 1, that's the one that we can release to you if you are interested and you want to get everything at once. So that's Coffee Break Reading Club. I'll just show you what that looks like. You can see here, for me, this demo account has just had the Reading Club added to it. So you can see here that this one is available in 5 days, in 12 days, in 19 days. But there's the first text with the audio and the vocabulary and the questions and answers there is available to you. Now, as I say, it's possible to open that up so that you can get access to it all immediately if that's what you want. And I believe the team has added the link to the Reading Club specifically in the chat. So hopefully that helps you, Sandy. Saba is joining us from Iran. Fantastic, following the German podcast. Delighted that you're enjoying that. Vielen Dank, Saba. Paula is just joined you, Mark, learning French, and I'm from Turkey. Lovely. Excellent. Thank you, Paula. I hope you find this useful. So let's continue, and we'll have a look at our Spanish courses now. Spanish courses, very similar to our situation with French courses. Spanish courses, I'll just take that out of the way just now. We've got 4 seasons of Spanish, from 1 all the way up to 4. So again, looking at the levels of these, Season 1 would be A1 content, Season 2 into A2, and moving into B1, and Season 3, B1 into B2, and Season 4, B2 into C1. So I'll tell you, excuse me. Sorry. I'll tell you a little about each course. Again, Spanish Season 1 is similar to our French Season 1, where it's about transactional language, where you're learning how to use the language in a transactional way and introduce yourself and talk about simple things, make friends and so on. Coffee Break Spanish Season 2 involves getting more into the grammar of things and understanding how the language works and learning how to manipulate the language as you go. Season 3 takes things further, and Season 3 is a little different to Coffee Break French Season 3, because what we have in Season 3 Spanish is we have 4 lessons which are about different topics. We are getting into different cultural topics, and these are conversations in Spanish with then some analysis about the interesting words that have come up in those conversations. But then lesson 5 and 10 and 15 and 20 and so on, all the way up to lesson 40, are episodes of a telenovela, so a kind of soap opera that we are following through each of these every 5th lesson. So it's a story, and you're following that story, and of course it just so happens that in that story, in the text of the story, the words and phrases and constructions that we've covered in lessons 1 to 4 and lessons 6 to 9 and so on, they come up naturally within the structure of the conversation. So this is a really nice way of seeing language in context, but also really consolidating that language effectively as you go through the course. So that's season 3. And then season 4, again, based around a story. In this case, it's a story of buried treasure or sunken treasure off the coast of the island of Mallorca in Spain. And one of the nice things about Spanish season 4 is that the two main characters are, well, there are three main characters, if you like. There is the Maria, who's Spanish, obviously. There's Alejandro, who's from Argentina, and there is Maria's friend, who is actually from Scotland. So we've got a combination of different accents, obviously all speaking in Spanish. And you are getting more familiar with different accents as you go through that story and listen to the story and develop your understanding of expressions, of idiomatic expressions, of complex grammar and so on as you work your way through season 4. So those are our main Spanish courses. We also have shorter Spanish courses. So we've got our Coffee Break Spanish magazine. We focus on, in the first 2 seasons of the magazine, it featured a lot of video content where we're interviewing native speakers and asking them questions, and we then use those questions to develop our understanding. In season 3 of the magazine, that's more based around the cultural texts, like the French magazine. Our Coffee Break Spanish Espresso series is a course of short espressos where you can pick up some interesting Spanish and build your knowledge. And actually, we have a feature in that called Subjunctive of the Week, and we're looking at subjunctives and how the subjunctive works in Spanish. We have En Marcha con Coffee Break Spanish, and that is a series where we are basically focusing on on a trip to the south of Spain, to the Malaga region in En Marcha. And this is full of interviews with native speakers, people who live there, work there, people who have moved to this particular area, similar to En Route that we did in French. And En Marcha is a 10-lesson course with video content, audio content, and of course, lessons and activities and exercises. Then we have our travel diaries. Now, the travel diaries are, again, similar to French. We have 2 seasons of the travel diaries. The first season features a journey across the north of Spain, where a couple are spending their honeymoon working from Bilbao all the way to Santiago de Compostela in the north of Spain. So you're getting to know those characters. You're reading their diaries as to what they got up to each day and the adventures that they are involved in. And of course, it's a great opportunity to really practice some past tenses because they're talking about what they've done that day. So they'll be using some preterites and they'll be using some perfects. And if they're describing the weather, they'll be using the imperfect. So if you've not yet looked at the travel diaries, I would definitely suggest that you have a look at that. I'm thinking back to what Caroline was asking earlier about things to supplement your learning. Again, if you've not done the En Marcha course, Caroline, I would definitely recommend that. It's a very rich course. There's lots of content in there. And also, of course, our magazines and the Espresso. Okay, so that is Spanish. We also have a Spanish reading club, and Sandy was asking about the Spanish reading club. So you're able to use the Spanish reading club to get some access to regular reading content every single week, or, as I said, let that little secret slip. If you want, we can release the whole the whole set of reading texts to you for season 1 of the reading club. If you do want that, just get in touch with us. You can get in touch with us very easily by let me just go back here and I'll show you how to do this. Sorry, one little second. Yeah, there we go. So if you can see here at the bottom of all the pages on our website, we've got this little chat icon. So if you click on that, and then you can start a conversation and chat with the team there and ask us a question. Okay, so Jenny, I see that. Oh, I didn't really mean that. There we go. Jenny, can I ask you to delete your comment, Jenny, please, so that your email's not available publicly? This is a public chat, so perhaps you could delete your content. you're saying that you've made an error on your email address, so you've not received information. I'm just going to take a screenshot of this so that we can look into this, and we will get back to you. You've left 3 messages. Okay, I think the problem probably is the email address for French 3 and 4. We'll get this sorted out, Jenny, but I would suggest that you take... I've got your email now, so please take your comment off. So just for privacy purposes, I don't want your email address visible there within the chat. So we'll get that sorted, and we'll do that as quickly as we can. Okay. Please don't apologise. Sorry. I know that Christina from the team is following the chat, so I think Christina will be looking into this, and we'll be able to reach out and get that fixed for you, Jenny. Thank you very much for letting us know. We'll definitely get that sorted. Okay, where were we? We've talked about Spanish courses. We have talked about French courses. Let's come back here and let's have a look to see what's next, because I think we're moving on to German. Our German courses, we don't have quite as much content, quite as much a range of content in German, but we do have Coffee Break German Seasons 1 and 2 as our main full courses with 40 lessons, again starting at the very beginning of German, working through the lessons. And one of the things I should have mentioned already is that one of the whole ideas of Coffee Break is that in every single lesson, especially at the beginning level, you're always the lessons are always presented by a teacher and a learner. So you've got a teacher and a learner in every single lesson. We also sometimes add in a native speaker in addition to the teacher, so that we've got another person. So in Italian, for example, season 1, Katie is the learner, and we've got myself as a teacher and Francesca as another teacher, a native speaking teacher. And through the combination of these 3 people, these 3 presenters, you are listening to the conversation that we're having. So you're taking part in the lesson that we're, in a sense, giving Katie. Now, Katie will ask questions, and I'm sure, like you as a learner, you will ask also lots of questions. But as Katie asked the questions, they were more likely than not to be questions that you may have. So as we explain things to Katie and help her with her pronunciation, then you're learning in the same way. So it's very much a friendly, relaxed situation to be in. And we never say that, you can learn German in 3 months or learn Spanish in a week. I think that's nonsense, because language learning is not something that you do in a very limited space of time. Language learning is a journey that you go on and you never stop. I learned this morning, recording with La Vérité Toujours with Pierre Benoit, I learned at least 8 or 9 different new words and phrases that I hadn't come across before. So it's always about learning, and I've been learning French since a long time ago. At least since about 1982. So yeah, almost 40 years, and I'm still learning every single day. Anytime I read French, I'm still learning more of it. And indeed, we're talking about German there. So I'm the learner on Coffee Break German. So I'm learning German along with you. And our teachers, Thomas in season 1 and Andrea in season 2, will help me and you learn German together. We also are joined in season 1 by Kirsten, our grammar guru, who explains things clearly and helps you understand the grammar. And in season 1 and 2, we're joined by Julia, our cultural correspondent. And I just got a lovely Christmas card from Julia this morning. So that was very nice to get your Christmas card, Julia, if you happen to be watching. Okay, so we also have shorter courses in German. Our magazine course, like the other courses in Spanish and French, focuses on cultural topics. And our travel diaries will take us on different travels through German-speaking areas. In season 1, we went through the Alps, so the German or the Deutsche Alpenstraße, through the German-speaking Alps. And then in season 2, we were taking a riverboat cruise from right from the north of Germany through Austria and onwards. I just realised I didn't mention where the second season of the Spanish Travel Diaries took place, and that was in South America through Peru and Bolivia, and that was a fantastic journey. We visited Machu Picchu, Lake Titicaca, and so on. So that's a really interesting trip for Spanish learners too. Now, those are both our full courses, the 40 lesson courses, seasons 1 and 2, and our shorter courses, the magazine and the travel diaries, We also have Coffee Break German Reading Club, so seasons 1 and 2 on the Reading Club. And we also have a new course, and that's our Coffee Break German Season 3 course. Now, this is where we take things much further. We're moving on from intermediate German onto almost advanced German and really getting into things in a lot of detail. And this is one of the things that we've been recording this afternoon. And I was really, I was working hard this afternoon, trying to understand infinitive structures and use them in a variety of tenses in the main clause with the infinitive structure in the subordinate clause. It sounds pretty complex. It was pretty complex, and it's fantastic to get more practice on this with Coffee Break German Season 3. So Season 3 is also available as part of our sale, and all of these courses that I'm talking about have 40% off at the moment, providing you use the coupon code. And I will explain exactly how to do that in just a moment. Please do keep the questions coming. If you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer them. We've got a hello from Carlos, joining us from Argentina. Buenos dias, Carlos. Mucho gusto. Delighted you're here. And Dina's saying, sei un grande motivo per imparare l'italiano. Grazie. Grazie mille, Dina. Thank you for your kind comments. Great motivation for learning Italian. Benissimo. Okay, let us move on and, in fact, look at Italian now. So Italian and German go kind of hand in hand because we have similar content for both. In Italian, we have Season 1, Season 2. Again, it's Season 1 for beginners. Moving on to Season 2 at an intermediate level. We also have our Coffee Break Italian magazine focusing on cultural texts. Our travel diaries, where we're travelling through Tuscany in the first season, and then through the north of Italy, through the mountains for a settimana bianca, literally a white week, which is the way in which you refer to a week of winter activities, snowboarding and skiing and skating and so on in the north of Italy, in the Bolzano region, beautiful part of the world in that. So, we also have our reading club in Italian, and like in German, we have our new Coffee Break Italian Season 3. And so these episodes are focused around more developed, more difficult and advanced grammar. And in each episode, this goes for German too, in each episode of Season 3, we begin by introducing the topic. So, for example, today we were looking at these infinitive structures. So we introduced the topic. Andrea gave us lots of examples of these and talked about the intricacies of these and how they work with separable verbs, for example. In Italian, recently Francesca has been talking about pronouns and how we use direct object pronouns and what happens when we use these with the past tenses, with compound tenses. So we get the structures explained, and then once those are explained, we listen to a conversation which just so happens to include lots of those structures. So the conversations are authentic dialogues where we're listening to some kind of situational conversation, which gives us an opportunity to introduce lots of these particular structures that we're focusing on. So you see what you've been learning in context. And then we give a little explanation of that and what's happened in the conversation. And that's our main free podcast, that element there. However, it goes much further than that because we then offer a language study episode where we go through the conversation in detail, explaining all of the aspects of that conversation and going through all of the examples of the grammar point, plus any other interesting content, whether that's grammar points, interesting vocabulary, idiomatic expressions, and so on. So that's our bonus audio. Of course, there is a set of lesson notes that accompany that. And there is also a translation challenge audio, which comes out every second week. So in between the main episodes, our translation challenge gives you the chance to put what you've learned into practice and come up with some translations to help you to help you identify what you've learned and whether you need to do some more practice or you need to listen again and so on. So that is our Season 3 content there, available in Italian and German. Okay, I'm going to take a quick pause, not least to have a sip of water. Excuse me. If you have any questions, either about our courses specifically, or indeed about the Black Friday sale itself and how to take advantage of that, please do let us know. It would be helpful if you can post the word question in the chat, and then that way I can see that you have a question, and I'll be able to answer your question here and now as we go through this live session. Let's move on and look at some of our other courses, because in addition to Coffee Break French, German, Spanish and Italian, we also have a Coffee Break Chinese. So this is Mandarin Chinese, and if you've never learned any Mandarin Chinese, then now is the time to do so. We have Coffee Break Chinese Season 1, and this is a fantastic way to get the basics of Chinese. Now, in this course, we're introducing you to Chinese from the very beginning. So we'll start with ni hao and some simple phrases to get you talking about yourself, to get you understanding how the Chinese language works, also to understand how the Chinese writing system works. So we introduce the idea of characters, and the Chinese characters, the way of writing, although we do use pinyin, which is the Romanized form, using, in a sense, the same letters we would use to write English words. And that helps you get over that initial challenge, if you like, of learning Chinese. In Chinese, once again, I am the learner in Chinese, and I am taught by our wonderful teacher, Crystal. So with Coffee Break Chinese Season 1, we go through the transactional language. We learn how to deal with train tickets and ordering drinks and food in shops or in cafes rather, and shopping and getting around the town and so on. So it's a fantastic course that introduces you to the beautiful Chinese language in 40 lessons, again available as part of our Black Friday sale. We also have the same course available in Swedish. So Coffee Break Swedish allows you to pick up your Swedish from scratch. And there's actually a bonus in Coffee Break Swedish too with our Kulturhörnan. And the Kulturhörnan is the cultural corner, which it happens between each part of the Coffee Break Swedish course. So after lessons 1 to 20, we put a batch of cultural lessons in there. And after lesson 30, we had another batch of cultural lessons. We are just producing Coffee Break Swedish just now, so lesson 32 goes out next week. Is that correct? I think so. Lesson 32 out next week. And again, in Coffee Break Swedish, you're starting at the very beginning of the language, learning the language from scratch, building your confidence and understanding of how the Swedish language works. And you will be listening to Hanna, our teacher. I'm the learner once again. And we are also joined by Emma and Lovisa. And so with the combination of Emma, Lovisa, Hanna and me, you can learn Swedish with Coffee Break and have a proper fika, which is of course a Swedish coffee break, and builds your knowledge of Swedish. Now, one of the really important things about any aspect of this is being able to pick up a new language. And it is the perfect time to pick up a new language with 40% off all our courses. Now, we also provide content for English learners. And our English learning content includes Coffee Break English for Spanish speakers. So this is Season 1, Aprende Inglés con Coffee Break English. And this is a course presented in Spanish where you are learning alongside our learner, Maria. And Maria is from Panama, and she is learning English and being taught by a native English speaker. And then in Seasons 1 and 2 of Coffee Break English, which is solely in English, it's presented in English, then there we're learning English in English with Josie, our English teacher, and that gives us the chance to build our English understanding and texts at an A2 level. So you're focusing on these texts and building your understanding of these texts of English. Now, all of this, as I said, is available as part of our Black Friday sale, and our Black Friday sale finishes tomorrow. Tomorrow at 11:55 p.m. UK time, it will no longer be possible to use the coupon code BF2021. Now, in answer to the question, how do you use that code? How do you enter the code? Most people who have been able to, who have purchased something over the past week, have successfully entered the coupon code. So it always appears on the website where you've got to enter the coupon code. I'll just show you what that looks like. So when you order something on our website, you'll see here Coffee Break Swedish Season 1 as an example. There is a link that says click here to add coupon. You need to click on that link. When you click on that link, you get the opportunity to enter a code. So in this case, the code BF2021, and that will then get you 40% off when you click apply. So you click apply, and then you'll see that you've saved 40%. So there we have, the total cost was £90 excluding VAT, and then the VAT would be added at this the next stage. But the 40% comes off that 90, so it goes down by £36. And then we add in the VAT. Again, this is because I'm in the UK. And then our total amount saved would be £64.80 as opposed to £108. So the total, including VAT, £108, but billed today, £64.80. So that is how you use the coupon code. As I say, if you're considering entering our premium courses, if you're considering taking part in our premium courses, then this is the time to do so. A couple of questions coming in. Pseudonym is asking, do you do Farsi? Not yet. We don't have a Farsi course yet. We hopefully will be able to add that at some point. Sudarshan is saying, hello Mark, I'm from Chennai, India. Big fan of your German podcast. Thank you very much. Vielen Dank. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Simon is saying, hi Mark and the team, love your content. I've been following CBI and Reading Club and CBF and La Vérité. Love them all and can't recommend them enough. Thank you so much, Simon. That really is appreciated. We always love hearing from our learners. The other thing I was going to say about that, any time that we receive a comment along these lines, we have a channel for the team in our kind of internal communication system, and we post every single comment that we get like this in this channel so that everyone that's involved in making these courses sees that comment. So you can rest assured if you've left a review on a podcast app, or if you've sent us a comment, or if you've left a review on social media, we do share that with the whole team. So you're rest assured that your comment will reach the whole team, Simon. So thank you for that. Okay, that coupon code BF201, as I say, is the key to getting 40% off our courses at the moment. And the other thing I should mention is that this week we are also running a very special prize draw. And in this prize draw, you have the chance of winning our entire learning library. So that means every one of the courses that I've just shown you, plus a few others that I've not had time to mention, over 75 courses in 32 languages, from Arabic to Zulu. We have shorter courses called 1 minute languages, so 1 minute Arabic, 1 minute Zulu, and so on. You can access all of these as part of our Black Friday sale, as part of the prize draw. So we'll be giving away all of these courses to 4 lucky language learners later this week. On Thursday, we will draw the names out of a hat, as it were. And we will be, 4 lucky language learners will win this entire language learning library. Now, this is a prize that is worth, if you bought every one of those courses individually, the prize would be worth around about £4,500 or $6,000. So it's a huge prize, and there are going to be 4 very happy language learners with a lifetime of language learning ahead of them from our prize draw on Thursday. So if you are interested in that, all you need to do is use that coupon code BF2021 at checkout, and that way you will be entered in the prize draw. Now, I should also say that if you prefer, you don't need to enter that way. You can enter simply by adding your email to a form on our site there, coffeebreaklanguages.com/BF2021. Okay, as I said, we had some questions earlier, and I'm just going to go through those just now. So our first question is, which courses are included in the Black Friday sale? Now, good question. Which courses are included? all our courses which are currently available for purchase are included. So that means all of the ones I've spoken about, all our main courses, our main seasons in French, German, Spanish, Italian, Swedish, Chinese, and English, and all our shorter courses like the magazines and the reading clubs and the travel diaries and so on. Also, if you're interested, all our 1 minute languages courses. In fact, we have what we call the Polyglot Pack. The Polyglot Pack is where we offer all of those courses along with the lesson notes, the video versions for download and so on. They can all be found in the Polyglot Pack, again on the Coffee Break Academy. So that's 31 or 32 languages from Arabic to Zulu and lots of languages in between. These are all part of our Coffee Break Languages Black Friday sale. Now, the courses which aren't available as part of the sale are the ones which aren't available to buy just now. So, for example, our masterclass course, the Coffee Break French and Spanish Masterclass, is a special 6-month course that happens once or twice a year, and our current masterclass group is just coming to the end of module 3. It's been running since September, so it runs until February. And we will be doing another masterclass next year after that one finishes. So that one is not included in our Coffee Break Black Friday sale. Likewise, any courses that we haven't yet launched aren't included. So, for example, Coffee Break Spanish Season 5, which we mentioned recently, that's coming in 2022. Later on in 2022, so definitely in the second half of 2022, you can look forward to Season 5, a very advanced course in Spanish, but that's not available as part of our sale because, of course, it's not available. It doesn't exist at the moment on the Coffee Break Academy. Our Coffee Break Spanish magazines, the next round of our magazines, which will launch in January, they're not part of the sale. And the Coffee Break Club that I've mentioned a couple of times, that is also not part of the sale as yet because it's not available yet. However, on the Coffee Break Club note, one thing I should mention is that we will be doing a live about the Coffee Break Club pretty soon, beginning of next week, I think. And we'll also be running a special trial of the Coffee Break Club, where over the course of 1 week, from the 13th to the 17th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th of December, we will be running a trial of the club where you can get a new activity each day to work on your language. And that's for beginners and intermediate French, German, Spanish, and Italian. So as I say, if you are interested in this, then make sure you go to that link that we've already posted in the chat. And that is the Coffee Break Club. Or indeed, you can probably Google the Coffee Break Club and you'll see the Coffee Break Club launching soon. In fact, I'll just take you over to this so that you can see what I'm talking about. Let me see if I press that button there. Yep. So the Coffee Break Club launching soon, and we're saying sign up to be notified as soon as the club is available. So it will launch in December 21. That's our trial launch. And then in January, it will launch for real, as it were. And it's the best way to get your daily dose of language learning. And we'll be including daily activities for beginners and intermediate learners, so A1 through to B1 level. We'll be doing reading activities, listening activities, new video lessons, which are completely exclusive to the club. All the club materials are exclusive to the club. Discussion topics, and then you'll also get feedback and support from the Coffee Break team. So when you write your homework on your discussion, then you'll be getting feedback from our Coffee Break tutors who will help you build your language skills. So if you are interested in this, then make sure you sign up here and enter your details there. And then you'll also hear about the Coffee Break Club trial, which takes place in December. Okay, so that is our first question. Which courses are included? Our next question, how do you use the coupon code? We've already talked about that. Just remember to add the coupon code at checkout, and remember that you need to click here to add coupon in order for it to appear. So once it appears, and that click here to add coupon link is always shown on that page. So don't be in a rush and click through without noticing that it's there. It doesn't have a red box around it on our website. The red doesn't really go with the rest of the colours, but with the order summary page, you'll see it right underneath the product. And then when you click there to add the coupon, make sure you click apply, and then you'll see that you've got that discount. So do make sure that you enter the coupon code before going through to the checkout. One other thing to mention just about buying on the site, we don't have a shopping cart system on the site. So if you're buying, like if you want to buy 2 courses or 3 courses, sometimes some of our courses have bundles. So, for example, if you're looking at Coffee Break's French seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4, there's a bundle for seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can buy that together quickly and indeed get more money off the bundle cost because that's got a special cost, and then you obviously are getting your 40% off that. So you can buy a bundle. But if you wanted to buy Coffee Break Italian Season 1 and Coffee Break Spanish Travel Diaries or something like that, you would have to buy them separately. So you buy Coffee Break Spanish Season 1, and then you would go ahead and buy a separate purchase for the Coffee Break Travel Diaries as a separate purchase there. So that's how you use the coupon code. Are the courses time limited, or will I always have access? Again, another very good question. Our courses are not time limited. All of the courses that I've spoken about today, our main seasons, our magazines, our travel diaries and so on, all of these courses are one-off purchases. So you buy access to that course. You can download it to your own device. You can store it on your own device. You can use it for as long as you need. You can put it on multiple devices so that you can, for example, use it on your phone if you're out and about. You can use it on your iPad if you're sitting in your comfortable seat at home and so on. It is all yours. You can use that for however long you need to use it. The only exception to this is our Coffee Break Club, which again is not yet available, and it's not part of our existing range of materials. Therefore, it's not part of the sale. But the Coffee Break Club will have a monthly fee, and that actually answers Simon's question: is the club free? You may have mentioned it, but I probably missed it. I haven't actually mentioned that. We're not really talking about the club in a sense today, because we will be doing a separate live about that, and we'll be announcing all of the costs involved in that. So the club is not free. This is new material, it's exclusive material, and it's also crucially the feedback that we're giving you. So the support that you're getting from our tutors, and indeed the support that you're seeing other people get. So when someone else has their homework corrected, you'll see that and you'll benefit from that. So this is a service, and we are offering that service as part of what we offer here at Coffee Break. So it won't be free, but we'll be confirming pricing very soon on that when we run our special events around the club. So hopefully that answers your question, Simon. I've already mentioned that the courses are indeed downloadable. Another question that we've had, is there a free trial? There is a free trial for most of our courses, certainly the larger courses like the full seasons. So in all of these, you'll be able to get access to the first 3 lessons. You simply need to click the free trial button on the website. And indeed, you can even click on that button, I think, if you go down here. If you click on this, and if you type something like... this is just that. So for the team, when you see this, is there a free trial? And when you type that, we should be able to get you set up with a free trial automatically, so you can take a free trial on this. Oh, of course, that's the one. I'll try this again. Free trial. We need to look at this if this is not working automatically. Okay, we'll definitely need to look at that, but we can get you set up with a free trial very easily, even if it's not completely automatic, and it should be automatic, so we'll need to look into that. So there is a free trial. The only thing I would say about a free trial is that we've been running this this sale for over a week now, and you've now got just over 24 hours. So it's a little short to complete your free trial. But always go to our website and have a look at the curriculum for each of the courses on the website to identify your best level, which level to begin at there. Oh my goodness, I'm getting hoarse. I'm not able to speak. My throat's sore. So again, how do I enter the prize draw? This is something we've spoken about already. You simply need to use that coupon code. Use the coupon code BF2021 and we'll be able to add you to the prize draw. Or if you prefer, you can enter at the website coffeebreaklanguages.com/BF2021. Okay, have we got another question? No, that's it. That is it for this discussion, this live. I hope that I have answered your questions. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to get in touch, and we will be seeing you soon for more coffee break lessons, for more YouTube videos, for more podcast episodes, and more social content. If you have a question, get in touch with us. We'll do our best to answer your question. But just a reminder that this sale ends tomorrow. So it ends in almost exactly 30 hours from now. It's 6 o'clock here in the UK, and it ends at midnight tomorrow, or 5 to midnight tomorrow evening UK time. So you've got 30 hours to decide which course you want to use, and make sure you use that BF2021 coupon code in order to get huge savings on all our courses. Thank you so much for watching to the end. I hope that this has been helpful. And of course, as ever, vielen Dank, merci beaucoup, grazie mille, muchas gracias, 谢谢你们, tack så mycket. Thank you and happy coffee breaking.
In our 2021 Black Friday sale, you can save 40% on all Coffee Break Languages courses. You can benefit from huge savings on Coffee Break English, French, Chinese, German, Spanish, Italian and Swedish, simply by using the coupon code BF2021 at checkout. Our sale is now on and runs until the 30th of November. That's not all. We are also running a prize draw this week in which you could win our entire learning library. That's over £4,500 or $6,000 worth of language courses. This is our biggest sale ever, and there won't be discounts like this again for at least another year. For everything you need to know, head to coffeebreaklanguages.com/BF2021, and we'll see you there.